Hello.
So what is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Outriders video, and today we're going to be talking about the crafting system. Now, some of you may have watched my top tips video, which I do recommend you watching before this video. However, we mentioned in that video that the crafting wasn't necessarily as important in the story that it is in endgame, and I'm going to show you why it's very important in endgame. So we're going to go through the whole crafting system and what it is you need to know in order to maximize the amount of potential in your gear and your existing build. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week. Otherwise, let's get straight into that video. So here we are then, and you will see throughout the world there are these stations with the two tools crossed over each other. These are the crafting vendors. So you go to the crafting vendor and tell him that you want to upgrade your gear, and you're going to be presented with this screen. So let's just break down this screen just so you know exactly what's going on here. Here is your equip gear, and then here everything else in your inventory. And then on the right hand side, once you click a said item, you will get these options available depending on what you can do to that said item at said time. So we're absolutely clear, pretty much everything on this card can be improved or swapped out if it is a mod. So if you're looking, first we'll tackle the raise the attributes. So you can click on raise an attribute, and then you can raise the 3 attributes that you can see in the middle here for a number of shards. So it's 129 shards per item, and you can hover over the shards here on the bottom right hand side to see how many shards you have available. Now, you gain shards by dismantling gear, so it's not always best for you to sell those items for, scrap. Actually, dismantle some items as well, so you have a good, nice amount of a stockpile of shards when you get that perfect 3 combination. In terms of the other things that you can do, you can change the mods. So on this item, I'd already changed the slot here at the top, so it locks out the one at the bottom. So you can only change one slot, and once you have changed it, the other one that you will no longer be able to amend will get a padlock sign on it. In terms of the mods yourself, you need to dismantle a piece of gear in order to learn that mod, and you learn it permanently. So you can use these multiple times. As you can see here, I don't have any tier 3 gear mods at the moment. Those are reserved for the legendary items, but I could put exactly what I want onto here for a small amount. Simply select the mod that you would want, and then you press mod slot 1 for a small amount of leather. Leather is abundant. You will have tons of this, so feel free to test out and try and do things on them, to see how it affects your build, how it affects your damage or your survivability. Then you can swap a variant. So for example, here is an LMG, so you can swap the variant. Now the variant costs iron. Again, you should have a ton of this, and what the variant will do is it will change certain attributes of this bottom bar here where we have the clip size, RPM, etc. So you can go for bigger mag size, more damage per bullet, that kind of thing. I've gone in this instance with the more damage per bullet. It suits my build pretty well, and it makes really good damage for those mobbing type of areas. But as I say, you can switch them as you want, which is a really nice feature. Then you can also level up an item as well. So as you can see at the top, the item card says level 43. I can select level up, and at the moment I can't level this weapon up because of where I am in world tier. But if I have something that's a little bit lower level, so I take this gear here, which is level 38, I can go into the level up screen, and if I like the rolls, and this is the important bit, if I like the rolls, I can choose to level up that gear. Now you might find yourself in a position where you're struggling with challenge tiers and you want to improve, but you're impatient, you don't want to wait for RNG. This is a way where you can get better gear. Now it costs titanium, and titanium is a rare ore. It is something that is rare in the game. You will get it from completing the actual expeditions, so you can get them from that. but just be careful with the amount that you use. Now, as it happens, I really like the 2 rolls here that I have on my item. So I simply just press level up, and you can see here that most of the stats changed. So you see here, as you hover over it, you see the level changes to 40, and we actually get an armor increase as well. So again, I can press it, and you can do it up to an amount that your character can go for. So in order for you to level this up, I would need to do more challenge tiers, and in this instance gain more titanium just by doing more challenges. The other thing that you can do is improve rarity. So again, you can take a blue item and improve rarity. It's going to cost titanium. I wouldn't recommend doing this at this point. The game's too early. We don't know whether there are some blues that are worth that investment. So at this stage, I wouldn't do that. I would save my titanium for those crunch points where you do need to upgrade gear, because you've got yourself at a bit of a plateau when climbing through those challenge tiers. Just another brief thing at the bottom, you do have an additional resource which isn't used here. It's a drop pod resource. You use that in the vendor that is next to where you select the expeditions, and you can buy gear that's really high level. So you can actually go around the crafting and just buy it. But what you would need to do is really farm those challenges over and over again, enough for you to acquire the drop pod resources for you to buy the items. So as you can see from what we've just gone through, it's much more efficient for you to actually craft things, providing you have enough titanium. But the rest and modding and all that kind of stuff is just based on the shards, the iron, and the leather you have. So there you have it, guys. There is my guide to the crafting system. The crafting system is an integral part and process in order for you to get to the end game and get to that gear score level of 50. You need to be using the crafting system. You need to be grinding those challenges, and you also need to be using those vendors as well. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week. And otherwise, I'll catch you on the flip.